So I have a question. What do you think is more traumatizing? One partner or what would you say the average body count?
Well, I was being generous,
Yeah, okay. Okay.
but by fact, in
Okay.
15
So
years,
so so let's say like by like 35, right? How many partners would that girl have had over the years? Like what's more traumatizing? One or
Okay, so this is another problem. You can't equate someone's quality and who they are to their body count. Like,
Yes, you can, because it shows the type of people they like to interact with. If I've all my life I've been dating strippers, right? If that's all I've been doing, every woman has a right to ask me why in my past I was just choosing strippers as my girlfriends. That's a valid reason.
so
that
this is a common misconception that a lot of girls have, and the reason you can is because if a girl's a virgin on her wedding night, she has an 80% chance of a happy marriage. If she sleeps with 5 or more guys, it goes down to 25%. And the women that sleep with more men, they have higher rates of depression.
Okay, so again, you're quite. I feel like it depends on the person again, because you're with what you just said. I feel like you're seeing the quality of a marriage as being like primarily linked to how the sexual life is, and I think there's so much more to marriage than just that.
Yeah, but it starts out as a sexual relationship, especially if it's not an arranged marriage. If it's not like in the Indian culture or in some cultures where it's arranged marriage, the parents of the girl and the parents of the dad of the boy come together, and then it's arranged marriage, and then the sexual attraction grows later. That's different. But in the world we live in, where people make their own choices, it starts as a sexual relationship, and if they find out they're compatible with each other, then the marriage, comes along. But at the end of the day, if Boogie has been dealing with strippers, giving him the gog 3,000, 6,000, whatever you want to call it, if all strippers have been giving me all kind of experiences, threesomes and things like that, and then I meet a woman who doesn't do those things, I'm going to compare her to my exes who are strippers. So the same thing for women. And for me, I believe for women, it's not even just about just the sex. It's the fact that the type of men she has been dealing with, what kind of experiences did they give her? So if the exes were taking her out to expensive restaurants, flying her out to Dubai, giving her 6 trips a year, and Boogie is just going to take her to the beach once a year, clearly she's going to compare me to her exes and she's not going to want me. And if she dares to get married to me, she's always going to compare me to her exes. And chances are at some point she's going to be like, you know what, Boogie? You're a good guy. You're a nice guy, but you don't have the money to take care of me. So I'm going to go look somewhere else. And the marriage is going to be ending at that point.
Okay, what do you mean by that?
Because we're talking about marriage, we're not talking about a relationship. Like, I would say the difference between marriage and a relationship is your life is literally like intertwined with that person's life in a marriage. Whereas in a relationship, it's not necessarily to that extent. Like, I wouldn't say a relationship, you can't put a relationship and marriage on the same scale, because the commitment is completely different in both. So I feel like with what you're saying and what we're discussing, we have to be careful that we're not confusing marriage with relationship, because I think they're so very different.
No, I'm not confusing marriage with relationships. I'm talking about sexual partners. So that doesn't even necessarily mean she got them in a relationship.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is the more men that a woman sleeps with, she has a lower and lower chance of getting a happy marriage, and there's higher and higher rates of depression that are linked to that. So what I'm saying is by the time a woman is 35, I don't know how many partners she's probably had, but I would guess it's more than 5. So she's going to go through relationship after relationship after relationship, maybe casual, maybe serious, of it not working out.
I don't know. I feel like, again, we shouldn't make assumptions, because you could be 35 and your body count's less than 5. So what would you say is the case then?
I would.
That's not the point. The point is both men and women have experiences with different people. And the more experiences you have with different people, good or bad, which we usually know it's going to be bad, because if they're good experiences, you still be in a relationship with those people, even married to them. But if you're single, 35 or 45, Clearly, all the relationships you are in didn't work out. So you're carrying baggage. Now, your new person, you're going to be comparing them to all your exes. Men do it, women do it. And just partly things is just saying that reduces the chances of you having a successful marriage because it's going to be comparison all the time. She's comparing you to the guys who are taller than you, who are bigger dicks than you, and you are comparing her to all the other women who used to listen to you. Let's say she's not a submissive woman. You're going to be comparing her to Jessica, who used to listen to you, who used to cook for you, but maybe she doesn't cook. So that's the issue.
I'd say that's an exception. It's not the rule based on data. So they survey women about what their body counts are. And you don't know if they're telling the truth or not.
Yeah,
but like self-reported data, that tends to be higher the older they get. So like you can look at like virginity numbers, and like the older they get, the less women are virgins, and you can assume, like you can infer from that they continue to have sex.
Can I just say something? When she's saying about relationships and marriage, I think that's the problem. Because the same way how you're supposed to be in committed relationships that lead to marriage. And I think sometimes you only learn that with age, because so many people are having relationships that they feel, well, I don't have to commit to them because I'm not going to marry that person anyway.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not going to marry the person, why are you in a relationship with them? What is your end goal? So if your end goal is not marriage, why are you in that relationship? And the same way how you think that, oh yeah, you can only be committed to each other when you're in marriage. Well, that is what a perfect relationship with. That's what makes a relationship last long, is when you're committed, as if you are married. That's what leads to marriage. So if you're in a relationship and you think, oh, it's just a relationship, I'm not going to be committed because we're not married. To me, that's a failure. That's when you're going to end up hitting 35 and just being leftovers.
Yeah, but I think the issue is many of us in this generation, and I'm talking about from probably the 1980s all the way, we have not come from two parents' households. We are dating like as if it's a game, honestly. Reason being, we didn't see it in the house. Most of us grew up with single moms, or maybe at some point the parents got divorced. So that's all we know. And then we see our mom dating different people. We see our dad dating different women. So that's all we know. Like, they didn't teach us about, the importance of commitment to each other. All they taught us, oh, I saw mom when mom did like what dad was doing, she was yelling at him, and then she left him, and then mom started dating John, and then when John was doing something she didn't like, she yelled at him, then she broke up with John, then she got Tim, and then she got Dan, and then so mom was doing okay. I mean, I can do what mom used to do. I don't have to commit to one man. And then you see your dad was dating Jessica, and then in 2 months you saw dad dating another woman and dating another woman. So that's all we know. It's like parents didn't teach us the importance of commitment because they were never committed to each other. So yes, I agree with what she's saying, but like, who's teaching kids the importance of commitment, the importance of marriage, the importance of relationships, and taking them seriously? Who's teaching kids how to choose partners?
I feel like you misunderstood me, because I completely agree with you on that point in terms of, I don't think that you should be in a relationship if you don't, like, I don't see the point of dating if it's not leading to marriage. But being realistic with the generation I'm in, not a lot of people are dating, not a lot of people like at 21, and not a lot of people are thinking about marriage, even if they are in relationships. They're not seen, and it differs. Sometimes it's the woman that tends to be seen it equating a committed relationship to lead into marriage. But with men, that's not necessarily always the case. So yeah, I do agree with you on that point. However, there is a difference between a relationship and marriage.
Have you ever heard of the Pareto principle when it comes to dating? So if you ask 100% of women what they want in a guy, they list 20% of men. And sometimes it's less, sometimes it's 15, sometimes it's 10%, sometimes it's 5%. So the reason women will say things like men are trash is because we've all been dating the same guys. And so a common misconception is a lot of these guys aren't looking to settle down, and those guys aren't because they get their choice. Why would they settle down when they get their choice of a bunch of women on birth control? But if you date older and you don't go for the top 20% of guys, a lot of guys are looking for something serious.
But something serious doesn't necessarily mean marriage.
Yeah, but that's you see what she just said? Something serious doesn't mean marriage. But that was supposed to be the end goal. That's because she was not taught that marriage is supposed to be the end goal. Family is supposed to be the end goal. Two-parent household is supposed to be the end goal. Because she didn't see it growing up in the house. She didn't see mom and dad staying committed to each other. Mom and dad didn't tell her that if you're in a relationship, marriage should be the end goal. All she knows is from social media, seeing her favorite celebrities, female celebrities, moving from guy to guy to guy to guy. Taylor Swift, moving from one man to another man and making songs about it. So in other words, I mean, this generation is cooked when it comes to marriage and relationships. But what do you guys think about that? Shout out to Just Barley Things. Link down below to finish the video.